Hi, I'm Scott Francis, editor of Products Finishing, here for our On the Line podcast, and I'm here with Senior Global Vice President of MacDermid Enthone, Richard Lynch.
Hi, thanks, Scott.
Welcome to On the Line. So I wanted to talk to you a bit about Surf in 2023, what you guys have observed at the show, some of the trends that you think are top of mind for folks as they've been walking around, and things you kind of heard as they come talk to you.
No, I mean, it's a treat to be here, and we're really strong advocates of surfing and supporting our industry. And then I think it's really clear, and you can see from really a strong attendance and a lot of activity, not just in our booth, but in all the booths here, that people are out looking and searching at how to optimize their business. I see a lot of talk around investment and capital investment, which we're seeing across our business. It seems as though the very best, the most capable companies in our industry continue to invest and understand the need to invest. And I think a lot of the new market opportunities that are presenting themselves are also requiring investment. You're not able to do things the same way that you've always done them. So far we've had quite a bit of activity at our booth.
One of the tracks that I caught with the technical conference was on emerging technologies, and I caught one of MacDermid's presentations on some plating on plastics for connectors, plating on plastics, plating on composites. And I was interested in some of that. That got me thinking about some of the emerging applications that everyone's talking about. Of course, EVs, but also advances in aerospace, way things are maybe changing in the mix of materials that we use, advanced air mobility. As we look at the kind of substrates that people are going to be plating on or applying different coatings to for different reasons, maybe conductivity or just corrosion protection. What's on your mind? What kind of are you thinking about when you look at the ways those applications are sort of pushing the industry, and what maybe businesses might want to keep at the front of their mind when they're looking at new solutions?
Sure, big question, and I think I can wrap it up in about 60 minutes. No, it is a time of I won't even say just change. It's a time of advancement in our industry, and I think when I think about the technology profile of the offering that we have, there's a couple of reasons. We've done a couple of acquisitions that are well publicized recently. In those acquisitions, all over the world, we worked really hard to keep every last person, every last resource in our research and development. And the reason is because in the supplier community, we're working on common trends and common technologies and demands from the marketplace. So when you bring together 3 different companies and they're all working on the same problem or challenge, and you bring all those new perspectives together, it's extremely powerful. So a couple of the items that you mentioned, like plating on plastics, the elimination of chrome from the hexavalent chrome from the plating process, huge, emphasis for our industry, for our company, and it's growing. And now we have customers in production around the world, producing every day parts and components without the use of hexavalent chrome. And it's good to see that automotive drives so much in our industry. It's about half of our industry, and so they're very influential and finally gaining a reasonable amount of adoption and promotion for, at the very least, the final finish. The move to trivalent chrome is been very strong. The technology's been there for quite some time, and we now have real substantial volume in the applicator community, and that's been driving tons of activity for us. So having that capability and having the technology has been really important. And of course, you connect that type of change would be huge if the world of internal combustion engines remained the same. But what's happening now is we have this rise of EVs that are really changing how we look at applying those technologies, causing updates and changes and revisions to specifications and performance expectations. It's unbelievable, and it really touches every part of our business. So if you talk about even staying with plating on plastics, now there's a much bigger variety of exotic plastics and high-strength plastics and plastics with different characteristics to bring higher performance to EVs. and now we have to plate those for not only decorative applications, but for shielding applications as well, which brings a different set of requirements that we need to understand very deeply. And this is where we have a really large electronics business, so collaboration and cooperation with our colleagues in our different electronics businesses has been extremely helpful in moving those technologies forward to what we feel is a really leading position. And then lastly, to stop dominating the mic here, but our light metal solutions business. So we do an awful lot with light metal solutions. It's a very rapidly growing business for us, and not just what was traditionally, long-standingly kind of architectural aluminum business, and that's where, I mean, it's a big business for us. Now we just see the growth of automotive anodizing, and then of course conversion coating, where we have a really nice portfolio of conversion coatings that bring, not only corrosion resistance, but bonding adhesion, different characteristics that has come about because of the evolution to EVs. So very rapidly changing. Even, I often thought, how fast would the transition to EVs happen? And it's been startling. I mean, we see it in the States, where it's gone from 2% of production to almost 8% of production this year. Big growth in Europe, of course, and really massive change in Asia and China specifically. I mean, China over a period of 3 to 4 years going from 5% EVs to 30% EVs of total production is a massive change, and this is why we've continued to invest with our relationships with the OEMs and the tier ones. I mean, we have a team of literally dozens of people, a few dozen people that do nothing all day long but work closely with the OEMs and the tier ones to help them transition their own portfolio and help them understand what the connection to surface finishing is and how to provide the optimum solution. So we've done that, we've continued that investment, and we've recently, within the last year, really formed a subset of that team exclusively dedicated to electric vehicle applications. And it's a global team and has a wide variety of resources within it, and something we will continue to do because it's what our customers need.
One of the things that you just talked about, I think, just sparked a thought with me, something I wanted to touch on, which is just the environment of collaboration seems a bit different than it has in the past, where you talked about here's an application that we need you to meet a spec to. It seems like that conversation is changing because of basically applications that are needed and the different ways people are thinking about them. Do you have any follow-up thoughts on that? I mean, you said a good deal about it already, but I think it's an exciting time.
It is an exciting time. And it's funny, after 35 years in the industry, I never thought I'd be in the position to wake up every single day and be just as excited as I've ever been about our business. And the reason is because it's changing, it's evolving, it's growing, and in those interdependencies, what really makes it exciting. Like for our company, I would share that we had an electronics business and we had an industrial business. And while everybody knew each other and they respected each other, there wasn't a lot of collaboration going on. And the amount of collaboration really over the last 7 to 8 years has now just continued to accelerate. And now we work extremely closely with our electronics colleagues. We coordinate and collaborate when there's a specific application or an OEM or a tier or a problem. We bring our teams together and we work on it collaboratively to try to bring the best solution. And we do this. We do it to help and be good partners to the OEMs and the automotive community, but we do it because it's so important to our customers and our applicators. They rely on our knowledge and influence within the supply chains to help grow their businesses. And I think we've been very successful at that, but I think that amount of collaboration across a really diverse product portfolio. I talked a little bit about how powerful bringing the R&D teams was together from these recent acquisitions. But if I could add on to that, we also bring, it's led by Timothy Godsick, my VP of technology, a global collaboration across our businesses. So all of our electronics businesses, whether it's semiconductors, assembly, or circuitry, collaborate actively with our industrial solutions R&D teams, because you'll find that while the application may be slightly different, some of the characteristics of the technology is very useful. So we put a lot of focus on that as well.
Well, let's shift gears and talk about another thing that gets thrown around at surfing a lot lately. Environmental responsibility and sustainability. A lot of you touched on hexavalent chrome and the transition to trivalent. Can you talk a little bit about maybe where you think things are headed with environmental and some of the things that you see happening in the industry?
Absolutely. I mean, it was funny. We did a survey, be 3 years ago now, of our largest customers globally, and what we found was, in the number 2 or number 3 position was sustainability. And it wasn't just that sustainability was one of the biggest, most important focal areas of their business. It was also where our customers were planning to invest. So, kind of on the heels of that, we've acquired 2 wastewater treatment equipment companies. And we've acquired a third company that does nothing but ancillary technology to recapture, reclaim, and reuse materials from the plating process. Because, we believe, and this is, it's the right thing to do, but it's also very good business. We need to help our customers understand how best to use the least amount of water, how to leave the lowest environmental footprint. And we know more about the chemistry our customers use than any other waste treatment solution provider could provide. They just don't know. So bringing these 2 pieces together, the wastewater treatment equipment capability, but then also the deep chemical knowledge that we have, really allows us to optimize a solution. And this is happening everywhere. And I'm really proud of what we've done, because it's easy, greenwashing, I guess is the term, it's easy to do that. And I'm really proud that we have really tangible things that we've done to advance our industry and to help our customers. And I can point to those 5 acquisitions, or we could also point a simple thing like an ESG report. I mean, many companies in the world have an ESG report. I don't believe a lot in our industry do. And if you go where our parent company is Element Solutions, so it's if you go to the Element Solutions website, I think it's 85-page ESG report is there. You can download it, you can view it, and it's really tangible evidence of our focus, and not only our focus, but our progress toward our goals. And we have a lot of really practical goals and some aspirational goals there. And so I think, this is not unique to us, but I believe that this work and this deep understanding is good for our industry and is great for our customers. So we're gonna continue to invest in that capability.
Well, Rich, thank you so much for taking time to talk with us. It's great to kind of hear just some thoughts on these trends that I think are shaping where this industry is headed, and excitingly to talk about the way they intersect with the whole of the way things are made in manufacturing. So thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us today.
Thank you. It was a real treat. My pleasure.